What is this, guys? It's Lander or Lander the Pander, and we're back here with a brand new story time. Today we're going to be talking about how I used to be a middle school bully.
Let's talk about that.
But first, a quick little gym segment.
All my fellas. 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 Let's go. Let's go. All my fellas. All my fellas. All my fellas.
I just feeling like passing out.
All my fellas.
That's a little better. Right now I'm in my car. I just wanted a bit of a change of scenery. I kind of stink and I don't want to just be sitting at home, so I'd rather stink up my car than my room. I just thought it was a proper location. Right now I'm actually located right by my middle school where everything took place. So I kind of just figured while we're at it, I might as well show off my middle school. Okay, 6th grade, I was the new kid, didn't know anyone, didn't know anything. I guess it was the start of like that transition period because, you know, you're going through puberty where you're kind of chopped and then you're kind of good looking. Right off the bat, I mean, I made a lot of friends. Tai T, Muhammad, my boy Vic. The main thing is that, you know, being the new kid, you obviously want to fit in, and especially where it's such a, dare I say it, ghetto area. You start to learn the ropes immediately of like the type of people you're surrounded with. You know, usually I'm painting myself as the bad guy in a lot of these videos. As soon as you kind of feel the environment, you immediately get that sense of, oh my god, like this is gonna be every day. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun in middle school. There was a lot of great memories that I had. Also where I probably was the most innocent, ignorant, naive kid out there. People made like a lot of racist remarks to me. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I was thinking about making a video about this alone just to like expose myself, but I'd rather just, I guess, slip it in here. I don't know, it's a little ballsy to make a title like I used to be racist. I grew up playing Call of Duty and I went to a very like Hispanic filled school. A lot of people would be saying, you know, racial slurs and stuff like that, and I'll admit I was one of them. Part of the reason is because, I mean, yes, I was a recipient of said racial discrimination, stuff like that. I mean, I was like one of the few white kids in a very Hispanic school, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys can tell. My name is Lander Chavarieta. I think my last name kind of gives it away. I am Hispanic. I'm not white. My skin color is white, but I am Mexican by blood. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. I don't know why I'm whitewashed. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. I was called no sabo, gringo, cracker, you name it. As much as I was bullied, I would also hit others back with racial slurs as well. I am apologetic, and I have obviously changed since, you know, middle school and even high school, to be honest. It's been a long time since then, but just full transparency. I'd rather say it myself and come out with it now than before fucking anyone else shows like screenshots or videos, or I don't know. I don't think there's any videos of me saying anything. I could be wrong. Fuck it, expose me if anyone out there has it. Definitely screenshots of me saying like probably the most heinous shit. But that being said, I am sorry. I would say I have improved a lot significantly since then. I'm not that person from middle school and high school. I take accountability for all the things that I said. I was low-key a bully. I probably hurt a lot of people, and probably a lot of people out there don't like me. Looking back at it, you know, I've talked about it to other people. You can't help but laugh at the situation at hand. There's just so much comedic stuff, but I've always been that person where I can socialize with any type of group of people. It could be, I guess, the nerdy smart people. It could be the group of girls. It could be the group of like popular kids. As corny or like cringy as it sounds, there were different cliques of people, and it was obviously pretty easy to tell. You could tell who were the more prevalent people. I always tried to do right. I would try my best to fit in while also trying to be kind to those where I would see other people bullying other people. I felt like I had to fit in, otherwise I would be bullied as well, and I was peer pressured to do bullying, and if I didn't, then I was gonna look frowned upon. All the like athletic people in my school, guys that have girlfriends and the guys that were the class clowns and whatnot, they would, they would respect me. Let's say I got like fucking pummeled in like football or some shit like that. They were always like cool with me and be like, yo, like, you good and shit like that. At the time, that's what mattered to me. There's not much that matters to people in middle school. So I'm gonna tell 2 stories in this one video. The first one being really quick. There was a kid, I won't say his name, but his mom passed, and we read this book called The Monster Calls. And for those who don't know what happened in that book, in The Monster Calls, the kid's mom passed, and the kid's name is Connor O'Malley. And with Connor O'Malley, it was like a prevalent name. Everyone in the 7th grade at the time knew who that was, and we started calling the kid whose mom passed, in our grade, Connor O'Malley. That was just wrong. I mean, even the kids, like, quote-unquote friends would call him that. Yes, I would call him Connor O'Malley. I'm making fun of his mom passing. That's really fucked up. No excuses there. But it's because the kid would like call me names like Gringo, Cracker, and No Sabo. So it was like, for me, on my side, it was out of retaliation. What I was saying to him was obviously more triggering for him rather than for me. If someone were to call me these names now, like, I really don't give a fuck. I've grown up at Call of Duty. Me and my friends have obviously fucking talked shit to each other. It happens, right? But like, this isn't my friend. This isn't someone I'm cool with. I was using the most like devastating, tragic thing against him. Years later, like 5 years later, I didn't even like think of it as a big deal, but when I had ran into him, and like, I guess the time I was like in high school, he told me what I did, or I learned that, obviously that really affected him. I tried apologizing to him. He didn't forgive me. You can't expect forgiveness from anyone. I feel as if my conscience is clear because I tried everything I could to apologize to him. Sometimes you just don't ever get that closure. The common theme is growing from your mistakes. The other instance of bullying that I had was when, but I think this story is a little more like, it's still bad, but it's like, it's kind of still a meme or like an inside joke with me and my friends, but not even my friends from middle school, because I'm not friends with them anymore. It's become a meme amongst my new coworker group because I've told them the story and they think it's kind of funny. There's this guy named Jason. Jason was his middle name. His real name was Nemeka. His last name was Igbo. So his name was Nemeka Jason Igbo. This kid named Ali found out his name like when we were taking some benchmark or practice test for the STAR test, and that was by the end of 6th grade. And then he started saying it on the bus. And this other kid named Johnny found out. He thought it was funny, so then he started spamming it. So by the time we got to 7th grade, I had a class with Johnny and all my other friends. Johnny was just that kid that would make fucking random noises in the middle of class just to be disruptive. So he would be like making like in the middle of class, which is kind of funny, to be honest, like just the disruption of it. What me and my friends would do is we would do that noise all around the fucking class, so the teacher would be like, whoever's doing that frog noise needs to stop. Me and my friends, since we were close and like obviously it was Johnny's idea, we would just always blame Johnny, but we would also call him an alien for some reason because he was kind of built weird and funny. He looked like an alien. On top of like random noises like that, we would say, no Mark, no Mark, no Mark. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Look, the principle is like respect other people's names, right? But at the time, it was fucking hilarious. That name started getting memed so hard that throughout the 7th grade, it literally spread like wildfire. So like, Ali was the creator, Johnny was the founder, and then I would say like was the one that started saying it to all my other friends. Like, I guess I promoted it, and when my friends found out, that shit spread like wildfire, to be honest. Other grades started saying it. We started saying it, and not just that one class, but all the other different classes, to the point where the teachers actually started to catch on. People were saying Nemeka in the middle of, math, science, history, like all these different classes, and they're just like, what is that? What are you guys saying? I feel like his first name was one thing. Obviously, he wanted to be called by Jason, and we should have respected that. Even the coach at the time, our coach, would just call him Nemeka, and we thought that shit was fucking hilarious. We would be learning about adjacent angles. Someone would be like, Jason. Right before it like became like a actual problem, I made that Jason joke. My math teacher scolded me, and she was just like, oh, so you think it's funny to make fun of someone else's name? How would you like it? And she kind of just like, punished me in front of the entire class. I forgot what she did, but I think I probably got detention or something like that. And then obviously his last name was Igbo. I think I found him on like Instagram or Snapchat or something like that. He's posting about like hoes or something like that, or I don't understand. I mean, I texted him, I talked to him about like the Mecca thing, and then he told me like, I'm pretty sure he told me that shit didn't like really bother him, or like he doesn't remember any of it. Honestly, I don't know if it's actually him. He's fucking making it in life, I guess. I don't know. It got to a boiling point. We had a whole entire like meeting. The whole grade, the whole 7th grade was just in a multitask room. Everyone was sat down, crisscross applesauce, and we all had to talk about Nemeka. And I remember the coach that would call him Nemeka, he himself was like, yeah, I gotta take responsibility. I had to take responsibility for calling him Nemeka. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I just remembered something too. I was sitting down crisscross applesauce. My friend Vic, he looks back at me and he's just fucking dying laughing, and we think that shit is fucking hysterical. And honestly, I still do think it's kind of pretty funny, just given the circumstance and whatnot. Good times, I guess. We were always those kids, you know, those memes where like you're in the classroom and then some other girl is talking about like her dog dying or something like that. I remember one time Vic had to leave the classroom because him and I were just dying laughing, trying not to laugh, and like obviously it's a sad thing, but I think we're just those people that cope with serious things with laughing about it. He left the room, but you know, doors have the windows, those doors that have like little windows. He literally like he looked through the window just to start fucking laughing, looking directly at me. I just could not hold it in, and yeah, I got in trouble for that too. But anyways, back to the main story. In the conference room when we're having the meeting about it, someone was like threatening like, yeah, one of you guys will be getting a suspension. It wasn't like the main like culprits, because it was me, Johnny, Vic, and this other guy named Aiden. You know, Aiden was in charge of his own like little clique and group. Him and his boys were saying that shit. Honestly, they were probably the main ones. Him and Vic were the main ones responsible for that shit spreading like wildfire. I think the funniest part about it though is it was us four, and then actually the kid that I made fun of for calling him Connor O'Malley. Like I said, obviously no one deserves to lose their mom. That's fucked up. But, and I mean, it probably justifies the fact that he was a bully himself. He didn't obviously have his mom in his life, but he wasn't like one of the best kids in the world. He was a bully himself. He would obviously say the Nemeka jokes. And on top of that, he actually made a comment when we were like at the Houston Food Bank one time. He was like, guys, we gotta get this rice to the kids in Africa. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with it, but like, we know how he meant it. So he was the one that actually got the suspension. Kind of boggled my mind that none of the ringleaders of the joke made fun of it. But yeah, it was the principal and a bunch of teachers, and we all had to apologize to Jason. The principal asked Jason like what type of punishment we should receive, and Jason said he was like hella cool about it. He was just like, I really don't care. Like, I don't think they should get punished at all. It was either two things. Either like he thought genuinely that they were making a big deal out of nothing. There was like a bunch of other people that went through a lot worse at that school in terms of bullying. It was either that and he just really did not care, or maybe he figured like if he did get us, you know, detention or suspension or anything like that, it was going to be 10 times worse for him. And it honestly, realistically, probably would have been worse. With that being said, that's pretty much all that there was to that story. We kind of continued to still say Nemeka from time to time. It definitely died down, and obviously by the time I left middle school, it completely died. Like, we would say it ever so often in the 8th grade, but it was pretty peak in 7th grade, and after the whole meeting, everyone had to stop saying it. And I know Jason ended up leaving the school after the 8th grade as well, so I've never seen him again. And I mean, if I had the chance to apologize to him, I would. I probably won't ever see him again, to be honest. I don't know where he is. He always smelled like fish, though, which I thought was kind of weird. I think at this point, we could go show off my school really quick.
This here is the playground for what used to be for kids, and then I don't know if y'all can see it, but they actually built a whole entire YMCA. I never got to experience that, but I know that was in high school. In middle school, we didn't have what someone would call recess. We had what someone would call energy release. This is where we would have our energy release. Oh, there's a big banner blocking it. See, it's where we would play energy release. I'm pretty sure that's a primary school. They put like no effort into that design. Yeah, but this is it. This is where I went to school at. This is where my friend works, and I'm thinking maybe I should say sorry for like crashing out on him in the group chat that one time. Fucking maybe I will.
Do I just sign in, or how do I?
You sign in, like you want to register?
Actually, if you can you just ask
You're gonna have to ask reception.
Okay.
You don't have a picture with us. You want a picture? Have that.
I guess.
Like, whatever. Are you almost done?
With what?
College?
I'm literally dropping out, bro.
Why? What happened?
There's another layer to it where it's like there's the academic side, but then there's like the personal stuff. That's actually why I'm here. I wanted to talk to the parent. I'm a drama guy.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
just
gonna
like-
push forward like.
Oh my god, you're like a grown man. That's what I said. He literally, he came.
Weird. You gotta like let it. You gotta let this part grow out though, because you're giving me like Adolf Hitler a little bit.
What are you talking about? What are you saying?
I'm pretty cute. Cause I don't recognize your voice.
Really? Yeah, it was probably like very like the last time we saw him. I had an interview or something. Good. How are you? I might stink a little bit.
That's fine.
Legit?
What's up, man? Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Good, good.
I'm at the drive to just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
How are you playing?
It's fine. Y'all,
No, it's like yes, I fucked up. Like I went about things my way. I just felt like I wanted to clear my conscience. It was coming. So like,
no, you're fine. I had no issues. If you needed to take space, it's all you. But it's good that you came up with them.
Well, that went better than expected. Shout out everyone, all my friends, my middle school teacher, and coach. It's actually the same coach that used to call Jason the Mecca. I'm glad everything went well. I'm glad I was able to right my wrongs with this story, because I know a lot of people thought I was in the wrong with the video where my friend tried to cuck me. Life goes on, guys. You grow up, and there's just a better way to deal with things than most people would expect. And I'm just super happy. Everyone was super welcoming, treating me like one of them. I'm glad me and my friend were able to resolve things, and maybe we'll be better friends even after all that's happened. I just wanted to clear my conscience on that. Thank you guys so much for liking this video. Please feel free to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and feel free to call me an asshole. Maybe you guys enjoyed the part where I came in and said I was sorry to everyone. Don't forget, April 11th, me and my friends are doing the DOUGDOUG challenge. Thank y'all so much for any and all of y'all's support on these videos. It's been Lander the Pander. Peace, guys.